Well, hello, and welcome back to TRX Live. I am so happy to have you here today for our recovery workout. My name is Chris Nentars. I'm a physical therapist. I'm also a TRX master instructor, and I am really thankful for you to be joining me here today for this active recovery session. Today, we are going to build on our TRX Mobile 8. So we're going to take 8 movements. We're going to break them down a little deeper. We're going to hold ourselves there, and we're going to get something good out of this workout. The idea is to start gaining mobility. So we're going to hit some areas that typically tend to be tight, like our shoulders, like our thoracic spine, like our hips. So this is a recovery workout that's going to carry over to just a whole ton of functional activities. And I'm in one of my favorite recovery spaces. So I'm here outdoors today in the beautiful Chestnut Ridge Park outside of Buffalo, New York. We're not too far from the stadium where the Buffalo Bills plays. So shout out to Bills Mafia. We're going to do our suspension training exercises today with all lengthened at mid-length. So we're going to make that a little bit easy. Take a chance, get settled in, get some water, get your suspension trainer lengthen to mid-length, and we're going to start in about 10 seconds. So one more thing, as we're doing these exercises, please allow me to coach you. Sit into the movements, listen to some of the coaching cues, connect with yourself. That's part of what recovery, what reconditioning is all about, right? There's this nice mind-body self-connection that can be generated exercises. So let's go ahead and grab your suspension trainers. We're going to start facing away from our anchor point for our TRX wall slides. So we're going to do a TRX wall slide facing away from the anchor point with my hands in the foot cradles. Begin by establishing good posture. So find a position that's comfortable for your arms. Your elbows are bent at about 90 degrees and your head is stacked on your shoulders are stacked on your hips, and your hips are stacked on your feet. We're going to coach from the top down with this movement. So draw a mindful eye to your posture, allow your shoulders to relax, and then take a couple big, deep breaths in. And listen to the environment around us. Allow your body to reset. Get a little taller through your head. Walk a little forward with those feet. And let's begin pressing both fingertips towards the sky. So both hands, all our fingertips are reaching to the sky. We're doing a wall slide. We're going to pull the elbows into the hip pockets, being active with our shoulder blades as we reset tall posture. So think about this as a push and a pull in a couple different ways. We are pushing up through the arms, through the shoulders. We're also pushing up through the top of our head. It's a pull because we're pulling our shoulder blades down, but don't forget about the push to the top of the head. So as your shoulder blades come down, as your elbows come down, sneak that crown of your head to the ceiling, to the sky. Fingertips come up. Give a little shrug in the shoulders and start to extend that full body. So not only am I extending through the fingertips to the sky, I'm bringing that extension through my feet as well. Elbows still come down. Set the rib cage down. Reset your plank. We have 5 more. Arms come up, fingertips come up, chest comes up, hips come up, heels come up. Heels come down, knees come down, hips come down, pelvis comes down, spine, shoulders come down. So think about that sequence. Really building things from the top. Fingertips lead, rest of my body follows, lastly the heels. As we come down, it's heels first, slow, slow, slow. Knees, hips. Don't forget about that plank. Don't forget about active tension. My count, we have about 2 more. Really embrace these positions. Taking time to move slow. Taking time just to connect with the body a little bit more. Last one, reach up higher. Get taller. Fingertips come up more. Heels raise. Hips come forward. Hold that position. Own this position by taking a deep inhale in. Exhaling out, pressing into the foot cradles, re-engaging that plank. Then lowering heels, knees, hips. So there we have it, our wall slide facing away from the anchor point. Now we're going to do a wall slide facing the anchor point. So here we're opening it up, working on mobility in the front of the body, our anterior chain. Now we're going to work on strength of the posterior chain. So join me with your elbows at shoulder height, facing your anchor point in tall posture. First things first, exhale down, brace the center of the body. We're going both arms at the same time. So both arms are pressing back and then up as I engage through my shoulders. And we're gonna pull down. Let's think about the center of the body for a moment and really be present with how your shoulder blades are moving from your spine. So the shoulder blades are moving up, hands are coming up, start to extend through the body a little bit more. When you feel comfortable, start to sneak those heels off the ground. So now we are thinking full body extension. Not only extending through the fingertips, through the shoulders, locking the core down, we're extending through our whole body, bringing those heels off the ground. Hold that position, own that position. Relax your shoulders out of our ears. Drop your body down, elbows to the hip pockets. 3 more reps from here, pressing up, pressing back, engaging this shoulder girdle, engaging the full body. Tug of war, push and pull. Pull with the arms, rib cage comes down. Press with the arms, elbows, shoulder blades, top of the head coming up, heel raising off the ground. We have full body extension here. This is a really nice way to advance what we know is our traditional wall slide. This is great for a recovery day. I'm working a little bit of balance, a little bit of extraceptive capabilities by moving my body through space, and a whole lot of core. Arms come up, last one, we're holding for 10 seconds. Shoulders are down, fingers are up. Think about being tall and proud. Heels are up, squeeze your glutes, squeeze your quads. On your next exhale, sneak those ribs down just a little bit more. Find that perfect position. Corkscrew your shoulder blades down and back. And we'll go ahead and relax. So there we had wall slide facing away, wall slide facing our anchor point. That's a great way to start our TRX Mobile 8. Now we're going to be moving on. So we are going to be moving on to our forward lunge with chest opener. Again, this is the advanced routine. So we're gonna take our time. We're gonna slow roast this position. Slow roasting is better than pressure cooking when it comes to mobility. We wanna earn mobility over days and weeks and not sets and reps. So starting facing away from the anchor point, let's keep our hands in those foot cradles. Begin in a similar position. Then from here, we're gonna split the difference with our legs. So our right leg is gonna come back about 6 inches. Our left leg is gonna come forward about 6 inches. Think about this being our lunge position. Hold this just for a second, get tall. Now, when I come into my lunge, I want you to think about being an elevator and not an escalator. So with me, go ahead and lower your body towards the ground, almost like you're dropping your back knee to the ground. Just come out of that a little bit. This is gonna be awkward. It's gonna be a little bit different. That's okay. We have the suspension trainer here unloading our bodies. We're just taking our ankle, our knee, and our hip joints just through a little bit more dynamic range of motion. We're gonna get 5 reps here, so we have 2 more. Pull down with the shoulders. Think about leaning forward. We're thinking about changing verticality here. So coming up against gravity, allowing gravity to pull us down. Great job. Let's switch our feet. So begin in that tall posture. Take a reset, cleansing breath. Right foot comes forward, left foot comes back. Elbows at the height of the shoulders. Here we are, dropping down, pressing up. Find a rhythm where we're dropping down through the hips, just moving through the ankle, and we're coming up through the shoulders. Think about being tall through the chest, tall through the spine. Just 5 reps here. Again, this is going to be very different, but it's priming us for that lunge position. And then we're going to break it down. So a nice little time under tension here for the legs on a recovery day is a beneficial thing. By moving slowly, we get a nice subtle training effect. Go ahead and relax. We get a nice subtle training effect without beating the body up, and that's what we want. It helps drive that adaptive system. So now we're doing a forward lunge with chest opener. This means we're facing away from the anchor point. Begin with the hands at your shoulder height. We're stepping with our right leg first. Join me. We're stepping forward with the right leg. Drop down to the ground. Let's reset this position. Reflect the chest up to the wall in front of you. Shoulder blades come down. Let the back heel come to the ground just slightly. Settle through that front hip. Press through that front leg to return to standing position. Press through that front leg to return to standing position. Nice work. Left leg comes forward. Left leg comes forward. Elevator, not an escalator. Shoulders are relaxed. Press through that front leg to come back to standing. Left leg drives through the ground. Here we go. We have 5 lunges on each leg, open up through the chest. Step forward with the right leg, drop to the ground, shoulders come back, head comes up. Good. On your own count now, left leg comes forward, drop to the ground. As you're doing this, think about maintaining that posture. Be active in the front as you drive yourself out of the lunge as well as when you come down. Allow the suspension trainer to drive length in your posture, which is going to help open up that front of the hip. Really nice work. So there we had it, our TRX front lunge with chest opener. We broke it down a little bit. We focused on changing verticality, and that's just a great exercise. Moving forward, we are going into our low back stretch. So we're begin facing our anchor point. We're gonna grab onto the handles, and we're gonna begin with our arms extended. From here, I'm gonna unlock my knees, send the hips back. We're gonna hold this. Don't go to end range right away. Settle back, and then breathe. Allow those hips to drop back away from the anchor point. Allow your breath to drive length in your body. Should have subtle activity with the shoulder blades to keep the shoulders pulled away from the ears. And let your hips fall away. One more deep breath in. Exhaling, relaxing away, falling back just a little bit more. Great work. Bend the knees, drive your hips out of position. Nice job. Way to get settled in. We're going to do that again. Set your feet up so they're at shoulder width. Unlock the knees. Fall away from the anchor point. Right? Fall away. Let your body sink. Think about your tailbone sneaking away from the anchor point. Unlock that right knee. Bend that right knee. Rotate your shoulders to the left. So shoulders come to the left. Right shoulder comes down. Sink your left hip away from the anchor point. Embrace that side stretch on the left side of your body. Rotate a little bit more, bend your knee a little bit more, find that stretch, and we're holding. Lengthening our body, hip falling away. And bend the left leg, wiggle out of the position, drive your body up, shake your shoulders out, shake the neck out. You got it, we got the right side coming up. So set yourself up for a low back stretch, unlock the knees, send your hips back. Left leg bends, right leg extends. You should feel the stretch in the hamstring. You should feel the stretch also in the lateral side of your body. So right shoulders are rotating up towards the ceiling. Body's falling away from the anchor point. We are hanging out, we are relaxing. Find a position of comfort and then breathe. Shoulders can come up a little bit more. Hips can fall away just a little bit more. Good. Bend both knees. Shake it out. And come on out of it. Great job. So that was our low back stretch. Love the cues, allowing our body to release. That's part of what recovery is about. Adding pliability to our tissues. Turning on the relaxation side of our bodies. Nice work. From here, we're to go into golfer's rotation. We're going to geek this out. So let's start facing our anchor point. Hands are in our handles. Fingers are extended. Visualize length from the tip of your fingers to the back of your shoulders. Let's drive the shoulders down and back away from the ears. Think about getting tall through the top of the head. Unlock your hips. Find this position. We're bracing, we're planking here. We're pressing down into the foot cradles. Pretend like you're trying to pull the suspension trainer off of its anchor point. Press down, get tall through the top of the head. Brace the core a little bit more. Push your knees out. This is the setup position for our golfer's rotation. So I want high tension here, high tension. We are pressing through the foot cradles. Watch what I do first. Moving with the right arm, I'm letting my right arm rotate away from my body just a little bit, and then I'm coming back down. This is golfer's rotation with a little tension, watch. So as I do this, I am not forcing myself, nor am I moving my body. I do not want to let my shoulder rotate forward. I also want to maintain this nice clean line between my shoulder and ear. So now let's do this together. Set up position first. Press through the foot cradles, get tall. Cores engage, knees press out. Activate the center of the body. Right arm goes first. Lead with that shoulder blade. Shoulder blade comes down and back. This is almost like a shoulder T. Bring the right hand down. Left arm coming out. Press through that handle. Left arm comes out. Here's our shoulder T. Don't forget about your right hand. Press down through the right hand, press down through the left hand. Send your head up just a little bit more. Bring that left arm down. Here we go with the right hand. This is an active exercise. Pull your shoulder blade down and back. Corkscrew your right shoulder away from your ear. Press through both handles. Bring the right arm down. Left arm's coming up. From here, we have 2 more with each side. So settle in. We should be breathing a little bit. Left arm comes down. This is part of recovery. It's turning on our core. It's adding neuromuscular endurance to the deep stabilizer of our spine. We're literally working. Left arm comes up. The core of our foot, the core of our knee, the core of our hip, and the core of our shoulder, and our core, which is great. Right arm comes up. So we're all pretty familiar with the double arm variation, which is great. This is a high tension single arm variation. I recommend we do 5 to 8 reps on each side as a warm up. Now let's move to our double arm variation of our golfer's rotation. Watch me first, I'll walk you through it, and then we will flow. So here we go. Same setup position. Hips, the shoulders, head. That's what I want you to think about. So let's rotate through the hips. It's allowing your shoulders to come down and back. It's allowing the head to come forward to a comfortable position, and then we're coming back. Let's do this together. We have 5 on each side. Going to the right first. Rotate the hips, shoulders, shoulder blades come down and back. Head gets tall. Just move, just flow. Press through the foot cradles. Do what feels comfortable for you. Listen to your body. Listen to your breath. Maybe even listen to the surroundings around you. Enjoy this nice golfer's rotation mobility exercise. Try to keep the pelvis rotating with the rest of the body, relaxing the shoulder blades down and back. Trying not to overextend through the back. Nice work. There we have it, our golfer's rotation. Moving on. Speaking of moving on, this is one of my favorites. This is our thoracic mobility exercise. So thoracic spine is an area that we need to drive mobility to. So let's start facing our anchor point for a T-spine rotation. Right shoulder faces the anchor point. Left hand's gonna come across the body. We said it's gonna be the golfer's rotation with a plus. So here's our plus. We are gonna begin in an offset stance. Right leg is forward, left leg is back. My plus is here. Begin and join me by rotating your body away from the anchor point. So I'm rotating my shoulders to the left. Then I am gonna pull my arm into my body. So I'm moving my spine on my shoulder, then my shoulder on my spine. I'm getting a nice distraction into my shoulder. I'm getting a nice stretch through the rib cage, through the back of the shoulder. Go nice and easy. If you want to, you can start to fall away from with the hips just subtly. Let that shoulder blade move away from the spine. Reconnect the shoulder, and then we're gonna open up to the right now. So now right hand opens up. Stay stable through the legs, stay stable through the pelvis. So my pelvis is rotating forward. Go to what feels comfortable, and then we're hanging out. We're breathing. Remember, as we said, we're just gonna get into some positions and hold it and feel good here. Set up stability on the left side. Allow your body to relax, open up to the right side. 2 more breath cycles. Allow that shoulder to open up and rotate. And great job. Let's go ahead and switch sides. Left side facing the anchor point. Right arm is coming across my body. Left leg is forward, right leg is back. So here we are, falling away from the anchor point first. Subtly creating distraction in my arm. Rotating my body to the left, then pulling my right arm into my body. I should say rotating my body to the right. Pulling my right arm into my body to the left side. Again, think about that shoulder blade coming away from the body. Thinking about embracing that stretch in the back of that tricep, that posterior delt, that area that gets so tight. Let your body fall away a little bit. Now mobilizing your shoulder blade, your scapula on your thoracic spine. Using this alternating of turning to the right pulling that arm into the chest and falling away to get a stretch. Now we're opening up. Let's start with the fingers towards the anchor point. Set your intention. Get your right shoulder blade down and back. Open up. Open up as far as you can to where you're comfortable, and then breathe. Hang out, pun intended. You're welcome to move the wrist around. I like adding a little neck mobility here. It just feels so good. Feels good to allow my body to relax and open up. I could certainly open up more, but I'd rather back off and then just sort of play around with these positions. And it's really healthy for the joints. And it just gives my nervous system a little different sensation. Great, go ahead and relax out of that. So we're at our T-spine rotation. We're moving to our wide hinge. So this means we're facing our anchor point, feet facing forward. We said this is the advanced variation, so here's the variation. We are going to turn the toes in. Turn your toes in. This is called internal rotation. This is going to create a little bit more hip mobility. We're beginning with our hands on the handles pressing through the foot cradles. We have our hips going back. Join me here. Hips go back, hands come forward. Reach those fingers forward, reach those hips back. Be a little bit active with your upper trunk. So pressing in through the foot cradles will give you a little core activation. Drive the hips back, and then breathe, relax. We're hanging out. Exhaling, releasing. Just start to extend the fingers to the wall in front of us, scrubbing those shoulder blades on that thoracic spine. Sending those hips back just a little bit more. A nice wide hinge. Bring some tension into the shoulders. Bring your hips forward, drive your body out of that position. Bring your legs in, reset your stance. Let's go just a little bit wider. Because after this, we have a Cossack squat, which requires hip mobility. So let's get that hip mobility now. This time, feet wide, but turn your toes out a little bit. So we're changing our stance in two ways. We're increasing width, also external rotating, bringing on a little bit more hip mobility in different plane of motion. Here we are, hips go back, hands come forward. Set your posture first, drive your shoulder blades down and back. Make this active through your trunk, then drive your hips back. Then relax. Allow yourself to lengthen through the hamstrings. Alternate, maybe squeezing the quads a little bit, creating a little bit of active isolated stretching in the hamstrings, which we know is to be powerful. Got about 20 more seconds here. Do what feels good to you. Breathe, relax. You're welcome to move the shoulders. Great job. Drive those hips forward. So there we had it, our wide hinge. And as I said, we're moving on to the frontal plane Cossack squat. So here, we're not gonna have our arms out in front of us. Bring the handles a little closer to your body. I want you to almost think about them being in your lower rib cage. So knit your ribs, brace your core, set your feet up wide with your toes forward. Our Cossack squat looks like this. Watch me, and then we'll start hitting this on our own. I'm gonna hit one on each side. I'm gonna drive my hips behind me. Here's our focus, really sinking into the left leg. We're gonna push from the ground as we come up as well. So it's a sink followed by a push. It's a relaxing sink while I'm bracing the center of my body, and then it's a powerful push, driving the right leg up. Let's do this together, going to the left first. Rib cage down, head up. Bend through the hip, knee, sink into that left side, press through the ground. So this is our side squat, and we're gonna take that right into our Cossack in a second. We have to earn the right, press to the ground as you come up. Earn the right to get deeper here. We're earning the right to get depth out of this exercise. Unload that body. This is great because not only am I unloading my body weight, but I'm using the suspension trainer to drive tension in my shoulder blade and core, which just makes this exercise not only more effective, but safer. Now we're dropping into the Cossacks. We're going to the left. We're gonna drop in, toes come up, sit in that position. Here we are. Press through the ground to come to upright standing. From here, we're getting 3 on each side, only 3. We're only gonna see this 3 times. So relax into it. Find a position that's comfortable. Own it, own it. Breathe, brace. You know, if you're super mobile and this is no problem for you, work on rotating through that bottom leg. So here I can rotate that toe up and down a little bit, increasing the mobility of my hip. You're welcome to do that if you can get all the way down. You choose what's right for you. Oh, this is just a great exercise to play with. Let's get one more on each side. Drop through those hips, set that plank, relax through the shoulders. Press through the ground as you come up. So it's relaxing, sink into the ground, sink into the hip, sink into the ankle. Powerfully press through the ground and come to upright standing. Great. We have our last exercise in what is called our mobile 8. This is our bottoms up squat. We're gonna go advanced here. So we're gonna go bottoms up squat to a bottoms up overhead squat. You guys know what to do, so join me. Starting our hack squat and row position. So that means our feet are coming forward, taking advantage of the vector principle. Shoulder blades are down and back. We're extending through the arms, dropping into the squat, pulling ourselves forward into ankle. We're dropping back down and then coming up in a row. So it's really bottom part of the row, bottom part of a squat, ankle mobility, back to the bottom part of our squat, driving the body up into the top part of our row. Let's start to get some blood flowing from our body. Join me in this exercise. We're gonna go about 60 seconds, 60 seconds. Play around. If you wanna hold yourself at the bottom a little bit more to explore ankle mobility, you're welcome to do so. If you wanna increase the pace of the exercise to work on blood flow, you're welcome to do so. You're also welcome to keep your plank. You're also welcome to maintain full foot contact. You're also welcome to keep your shoulders out of your ears. Great job. And go ahead and relax. So now we're going to combine all that mobility we gained in our hips, our ankles, our knees, all the stability we gained in our trunk, all the mobility we gained in our thoracic spine into our bottoms up overhead squat. So watch me. We're gonna watch me for a rep and then we're gonna start banging them out. So it looks like this. You're gonna pull yourself to the bottom. Now we're gonna go to that overhead position and then you're gonna drive your body up. Again, we're going 60 seconds. I have your timer. We're gonna play around a little bit. I'll throw some coaching cues at you. You're welcome to do what you want. Let's go ahead and do this together. Extend those arms, keep those shoulder blades down and back. Drop to the bottom of your squat, pull your hips forward. Initiate your arms with your shoulder blades, then your elbows and your hands. Press that bottom position, drive your body up. Great job. 45 more seconds. Do what feels right. I like to slow this down. I really like to bring tension to the system. You saw, it's my puppy. They're done with their walk. That just about means my time is up. But this is great. Let's get a couple more reps here. Drop it in the bottom of the squat. That's Luna. We named her after Luna Lovegood, the character in Harry Potter. She took on that really fun personality as well. Good, hold that position, push back, exhale out one more, breathe out that recovery session. And there you have it, our TRX Mobile 8. Really, really nice work. A couple key highlights, we hit every joint, thoracic spine, hips, ankles. We activated the center of our body. We maybe even got our heart rates up a little bit. So great job. A big call out to the other TRX Live coaches. You guys are crushing it. Keep it up. I am feeling fitter over this time, and I hope you are too. Connect with me. You heard a little bit about my day. You're starting to hear what I like a little bit. I want to know what you like. I want to hear from you. How's your fitness going? What have you been up to? Let's connect. Thank you so much, everybody, and we'll catch you next time.